Okay, so what we're going to do in this video is take a look at how to set up the default vehicles XML. This is just an example of what vehicles potentially would be on this particular map you start with. So they're all set up already, but what we're going to do is just start with a completely new, fresh one. So we've got this one here, not that one, that's the default items. We've got this one, which is completely blank, got nothing in it. This is the one that the game will actually see. So when we go into game, there'll be no vehicles at all on the map whatsoever. So what I would recommend to do is grab the easy dev controls from the mod hub and run that, so you can give yourself enough money, cheat enough money in if you like, to set all your equipment up and all those sorts of things. You could potentially take out massive loans or whatever to get it all up and running. Or, create a save game and then cheat it in that way. However you need to do it, get enough money that you can obviously buy the equipment that you need. So we're going to activate the easy dev controls to do all of this for us. Makes it nice and easy. As it says, easy dev controls. So I've disabled all the other mods, so we don't have any of that stuff running. Should load in pretty quick. There we go. So we get into the map, and if I try and tab to a vehicle, we've got nothing. Go into the store. There's nothing in my garage other than placeables. I've got no leased vehicles or anything like that. So what we're going to do, F11, and we'll just give ourselves a load of money. So we'll just do, something like, I don't know, whatever, like that. So we've got like megabucks. And then what we need to do is buy the vehicles. So we're going to go to the store. Let's say we want to get, I don't know, maybe Case Puma, for example. Buy that. And, you can do whatever you want here. So let's say we want to get a trailer, so we'll go in here, not that one, let's get this one. So we'll buy this one, and then whatever, color and so on you want to get it in, so we'll buy that. And then we want to get maybe, I don't know, let's say we'll get a small plow of some description, so we'll get this one. And let's see what we've got. Yeah, that's fine, we'll do that. Actually, let's see if there's anything else. Not really. So that one's really going to be the only one for this kind of size map, so we'll just get that one, that's fine. Might want to get maybe a cultivator of some description. Let's see what we've got in here. That's a bit too much for the horsepower. No, we don't want none of those. So in this case, something like that will do. So we'll get that. Let's see, maybe we want to get a seeder, so just to get things rolling. Just a cheap seeder, something like this, or this would do. I'd probably go with this one, to be honest with you, over that one. So we'll get this one. Let's buy that. What else? Maybe we might want to get, let's see, maybe we could get something like this to get us going, sort of thing, if we want to fertilize anything. Whatever you choose to set up your map with, as you know, to get things started, you might want to maybe, grab a mower or something so that you can just get to mowing grass straight off the bat. So we could perhaps maybe get this and get a round baler, something like that perhaps, and maybe I don't know, get a small tedder of some description, and small windrow, maybe. I don't know, what size is that? That's a bit too big, so we'll go for the small one, something like that, just to get things rolling, to get things started. So let's say we're going to go with those items. So now basically what you need to do is just kind of tab through or whatever, go to the store, and it's a case of really just driving everything to where you want it to be, and that's all there is to it. So we'll just quickly kind of just park these up. Now you could use the easy dev controls here again to move things where you want them to be, teleport them or whatever else. Depending on where it is, I'm just literally going across the road, so I can just drive stuff where I need it to be, so not going to take too long to set that up. So just to keep things simple, we'll just put it in the barn here or whatever. Maybe something like that will do. and we can go back and get something else. So what I would potentially do here, if you're going to be driving around a lot, buy a vehicle that is relatively mobile and will attach to everything that you want to move. Maybe something like the JCB, or something that's going to be pretty speedy to get you around where you need to get around and whatever else. And then once you've actually used that vehicle to position everything, sell it and buy another one, because you're going to obviously be putting wear, and you're going to be using fuel and things like that on this particular one that you're going to be driving around. So unless you want to have a part-worn vehicle to start off with, it, in my opinion, would be better to just, you know, sell it off, buy another one, and then you've got something that's got, you know, less wear and pretty much filled up or whatever else. Again, you can use the easy dev controls here to refill it with fuel and remove the dirt and the wear and all that sort of goodness, and reset all the values back to 0, or whatever they might need to be, 100% or 0, depending on which way it goes. But that's entirely up to you. So let's kind of just position these somewhere. Obviously, you know, if you want to set it up a particular way, take a bit more time to get it where you want it to be and all that sort of stuff and what have you, but I'm just going to do this relatively quickly if I can. So this is the sort of thing I would potentially set up as a starter for, you know, starting vehicles on a map like this. You know, you don't want to start off with too many overpowered things, but I think sometimes, you know, you can start off with practically nothing, and that seems like defeating the object of starting a new farmer mode, because the idea of new farmer mode is that you've got not quite so much money, but you've got the vehicles to get you going, vehicles and equipment to get you going. If you're going to start off with no money and no vehicles, or hardly any vehicles, it's a bit of a struggle to actually get going, especially if you're playing seasons, and then what you end up doing is just cheating in money and replacing everything anyway, so it kind of, like, you know, defeats the object. I would prefer to start everybody off with, you know, a decent amount of small equipment, just to you know, get them going, and then they can actually play it as I intended it to be played, you know, from the start. Otherwise you could just start in I guess start from scratch and just buy your equipment with the money you're going to get from that. I don't know, whatever, but not really much point, in my opinion, to start off with, you know, a tractor that's got a job to pull pretty much anything in the game, and not much else to go with it. It just makes it very difficult then, because you've got to immediately take out masses of, you know, massive loans, and put yourself, like, you know, massively in debt to even start off. And then you're playing the game, you know, let's say with seasons, you're playing it for an entire season just to pay off loans, which doesn't really, not my game style. I don't mind having loans, but I want to have a, you know, a fighting chance to actually make a profit as well. You know, let's just plonk that in there, that'll be fine. So we'll just continue on moving these around. I mean, you could start these if you wanted to at the shop. There's no rhyme or reason why you wouldn't. You know, you can't do that. You can do that. You know, it's your map. You do start it off however you want to start it off. You have all of the equipment at the store if you want to do it that way, so that, you know, you're literally starting off in a role play scenario. You've literally just got the farm and you've just bought all the equipment, and you're going to pick it all up to you know, start farming for the first time or whatever. But let's entirely on your play style and how you envision the map being played by others, I guess. This one might be a bit trickier to... Let's try and get it in here if we can. I apologise if I'm moving the camera around a lot. I get told that I move the camera around a lot, but it's just what I do. I'm trying to think 5 steps ahead all the time, and it is what it is. I'll try to move the camera a little bit slower if I can, or something like that. I don't know. Okay, last one. Oh. I'm going to get sideswiped by a vehicle, I expect. No. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's plonk this one in there as well. Something like that I'll do. Okay, so now what I would do is I'd go and sell this vehicle, especially if I was having to drive, you know, halfway across the other side of the map or whatever else, or the full length of the map. Get rid of this one. Where's the doohickey? Is that the sell point? Let's see. Nope, that's a purchase point. So where's the trigger for the sell point? Does it have one? That's a bit weird. Maybe it doesn't have one. Is that? Oh well, we'll do it this way. Maybe this is the way you do it. I don't remember now. I normally do it through here anyway. Let's just do this. I don't know. Maybe that is the way. Right, so let's do that. And we'll buy another one. So let's do this. And buy another one. Not that one. We want the there we go. And we'll just buy that again, like so. Now we've got a fresh one, no wear, and full of fuel. And I'm only going the other side of the road, so I'm not going to use that much or whatever else. But again, you know, if you're going to be doing this across the other side of the map, buying a new one, especially if you've had to move a lot of machinery around and park it up and whatever else, I think this would be the better way to go. So we can put this one in here like so. And there we go. So now we've got everything positioned where we want it to be, and all that sort of stuff is set up, so we can just jump out of there. So all of our equipment that we're going to be basically starting off with is purchased and placed. So we need to then save the game. We go in here, save the game, and then quit out of that. Okay, and then what we can do here is if we go into Farm Sim, so Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator, find the save game that you just saved everything to, go into there, find the Vehicles.xml, open that up. Now what you want to do is basically just copy all of this. So just go Control A and then Control C, and then go back into the map. So go back into mods and then find your map, find wherever the XML is. So in here, default vehicles, and then just basically paste everything in like so. And that's it. That's all there is to that. Just do that. So now we've got all of the information in here we need for all of the vehicles and equipment. Great, so we can go ahead and save that one and then close this one down. Don't need that anymore. And then we could just go back in, and what we should find now when we start a new game save under new farmer mode, we'll have all of the vehicles and equipment that we just purchased and placed in the right places and in the right order and all that sort of goodness. So we go in here, we'll delete this one, and then we'll just start a new one. Go into here, deselect that, and we'll just turn on easy dev controls again. And if everything went to plan, what we should find now is that we have all of the parts that we purchased where they're meant to be, like so. So now we have all of our items where we put them. If we go into the garage here, they'll all be listed in here, ready to go, and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much how I do it. There is another way to do it by importing everything into the Giants editor, but I've never got it to work properly. It always causes problems, so this is the way that I would do it. It is time consuming, yes, having to drive the vehicles all around and, you know, put the equipment where you want to put it. But like I said before, you could go into, you know, get your vehicle, connect up whatever you're going to move, easy dev controls, and then use the teleport, whichever one that is. It's under one of these. Forget which one it is now. Could be this one. Yeah, there you go, teleport vehicles. So you can either do that through the field number, or you can do it through the XZ position. So you would basically find where that is on the map. So if you're going to go to somewhere like here, for example, that is, if you look in the PDA at the bottom there, bottom left, it has the values in there. So you would basically take those values and then just type them into easy dev controls. You come in here, type the values into there, click the tick, and it will then transport you or teleport you to this location. But to be honest with you, I actually find it more interesting, I guess, especially if you've made a map, to actually, you know, drive around, because in the process of making a map, you know, there's things like, you know, floating objects and, you know, trees that aren't where they're meant to be, things like that. If you're setting up your default vehicles and you're actually driving around the map, you know, you can actually perhaps maybe spot something that you missed and didn't see in the Giants editor. So it's, you know, a good way of actually testing out the map at the same time, making sure everything's working all right, and, you know, as much as it can be just driving around, but, you know, take in the map, visualize it, and whatever else. I'm Shah Wizard. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.